The Varathian delegation entered the negotiation chamber with their usual arrogance, their crystalline exoskeletons gleaming under the station's artificial lights. Ambassador Marcus Webb sat alone at the human side of the table, his hands folded calmly before him. The last 3 years of careful diplomacy had built a fragile peace between humanity and the galactic Varathian Empire, a peace that had saved millions of lives on both sides. High Commander Zek Thor clicked his mandibles in what passed for a Varathian smile. Ambassador Webb, we have decided your species no longer deserves representation in the Galactic Council. Your colony on Epsilon Prime has been eliminated. Consider it a demonstration of renewed Varathian supremacy. The words hung in the air like poison. Epsilon Prime, 17,000 human colonists, families, children, scientists, farmers building a new world from scratch. Webb's expression didn't change. His voice remained steady, almost conversational. Eliminated. Orbital bombardment completed 3 hours ago. Zek Thor continued, clearly enjoying the moment. Your pathetic defensive satellites were swept aside like insects. We grow tired of pretending your kind matters in galactic affairs. The other Varathian diplomats chittered in approval, their translator devices rendering it as laughter. Webb stood slowly. The Varathians tensed. Humans were known for their unpredictability, but he simply walked to the chamber's massive viewport overlooking the neutral station's docking bay. In the distance, the Varathian flagship Eternal Dominion floated like a small moon, bristling with enough firepower to crack a planet. You broke the Terran Accords, Webb said quietly. Accords signed with primitives mean nothing, Zek Thor replied. Your species has existed in space for barely 2 centuries. The Varathian Empire has ruled for 40,000 years. Know your place. Webb turned from the window. Something in his eyes made even Zek Thor's second set of eyelids blink nervously. For 3 years, I've explained to my superiors that peace was possible, that the Varathians could be reasoned with, that coexistence was achievable. He took a step toward the table. I begged them to trust the diplomatic process. And now you see the truth, human. Your species is. Do you know what humans call themselves? Webb interrupted, his voice rising for the first time. We don't have a fancy empire name. We call ourselves humanity. One word. Singular. Because when you attack one of us, you attack all of us. Zek Thor's mandibles spread in contempt. Primitive tribal thinking. Our empire spans 400 systems. Spanned, Webb corrected. His hand moved to his communication device. Past tense. You broke the peace 3 hours ago. You think we've been sitting idle during these negotiations? Every human colony, every station, every ship has been preparing for this exact scenario. We hoped we'd never need it. We prayed you'd prove us wrong. He pressed the device. Across human space, encrypted signals unleashed simultaneously. Webb's rage finally broke through his diplomatic mask. You want to see what humanity does when you murder our children? Fine. Operation Prometheus is active. Every stealth ship we've positioned over the past 3 years, and there are hundreds, just dropped their cloaking. Every Varathian military installation, every orbital platform, every flagship in your precious empire now has a human weapons package locked on target. Zek Thor's exoskeleton paled. You're bluffing. We would have detected. We're persistence hunters, Commander. Patience is what we do best. For 3 years, while I smiled and negotiated, human engineers were reverse engineering your arrogance. Those aren't normal weapons packages. They're singularity charges. Miniature black holes that will consume everything within a light-second radius. The Varathian delegation erupted in panic, their translator struggling to keep up with their distressed clicking. Webb leaned across the table, his voice a whisper filled with absolute fury. You wanted to remind us of our place? Here's a reminder for you. Humans don't forgive genocide. We don't forget our dead. And we sure as hell don't lose. You have 1 hour to recall every Varathian military asset to defensive positions around your homeworld. Because if you don't, there won't be a Varathian empire left to surrender. Through the viewport, the human fleet began to materialize from the darkness. Thousands of ships that had been waiting, watching, ready. Peace was your only chance, Webb said. You just destroyed it. Now you get humanity's rage instead.